Welcome to the channel. If you have ever felt nervous when speaking English, or if you understand English but cannot speak it smoothly, then this video is for you. Many English learners spend years studying grammar, memorizing vocabulary, and watching English videos every day, but when it is time to speak, they suddenly become silent. Does that sound familiar? You know the words. You know the grammar. You understand movies, podcasts, and YouTube videos. But when someone asks you a simple question in English, your mind becomes blank. You start translating every sentence from your native language into English. You worry about making mistakes. You speak too slowly. You lose confidence. Then you think, maybe I am not talented enough to speak English fluently. The truth is, you are not the problem. The way you have been practicing is the problem. Speaking English is not just about learning more vocabulary. It is not about memorizing hundreds of grammar rules. It is not about waiting until your English becomes perfect. Speaking English is a physical skill. Just like learning to ride a bicycle. Just like learning to swim. Just like learning to play the piano. Your mouth needs training. Your tongue needs training. Your ears need training. Your brain needs training. Fluency is not something you were born with. It is something you build every single day. Today, I will show you how to train your mouth to speak English naturally, confidently, and fluently, even if you think your English is not good enough. Everything in this video is practical. No complicated grammar. No confusing theories. Only techniques that you can start using today. By the end of this video, you will understand why speaking feels difficult, and more importantly, you will know exactly how to improve. So stay with me until the end because every lesson builds on the one before it. Your future self will thank you. Now, let us begin. First, let us understand why speaking English feels so difficult. Imagine that you want to play basketball. You read 10 books about basketball. You watch professional games every weekend. You memorize every rule. You know every famous player. Would that automatically make you a great basketball player? Of course not. You still need to practice dribbling, passing, shooting, running, and playing real games. Language works exactly the same way. Many people spend years reading English, listening to English, watching English, but they almost never practice speaking English. Then they wonder why they cannot speak fluently. Knowledge is important. Practice is essential. Reading teaches your eyes. Listening teaches your ears. Writing teaches your hands. But speaking trains your mouth. If your mouth rarely speaks English, it will never become comfortable with English sounds. Think about a singer. Before performing on stage, they warm up their voice. They practice scales. They repeat difficult notes. They train every single day. A professional athlete trains their muscles. A professional musician trains their fingers. An English speaker trains their mouth. Unfortunately, many students skip this step. Instead, they keep collecting more vocabulary, more grammar books, more courses, more apps. They think they need to know more before they can speak. But fluency does not come from knowing everything. Fluency comes from using what you already know. Imagine you know 1,000 English words. That is enough to have many everyday conversations. Yet many learners with 1,000 words still cannot speak. Why? Because those words stay inside their memory instead of coming out of their mouth. Knowledge without action creates frustration. Action creates fluency. Another reason speaking feels difficult is fear. Fear is one of the biggest obstacles to learning any language. Many learners worry about making mistakes. They worry that people will laugh. They worry that their pronunciation is wrong. They worry that their grammar is not perfect. Because of that fear, they avoid speaking. But avoiding speaking only makes the fear stronger. Think about learning to drive. The first time you drive, you'd probably feel nervous. Your hands shake. You check every mirror. You drive very slowly. After weeks of practice, something amazing happens. Driving becomes natural. You no longer think about every movement. Your body simply knows what to do. Speaking English works exactly the same way. Confidence does not come before practice. Confidence comes because of practice. Many people wait until they feel confident before speaking. That day never comes. Instead, speak first. Then, confidence follows. Remember this powerful idea. Action creates confidence. Confidence does not create action. Now let us talk about another mistake that slows down your speaking. Translation. Many learners listen to English, translate it into their native language. Think of a response. Translate it back into English. Then finally, speak. This process is extremely slow. Imagine using a calculator for every simple math problem. Even 2 plus 2 would take much longer than necessary. Your brain becomes overloaded. Instead, successful English speakers learn to think directly in English. At first, this feels difficult, but with daily practice, it becomes easier. Children do not translate when learning their first language. They connect words directly with ideas. When they hear the word apple, they imagine an apple, not another language. You can train your brain to do exactly the same thing. Later in this video, I will show you practical exercises that make thinking in English much easier. Now let us discuss perfection. Many learners believe they must speak perfectly before speaking confidently. This belief is dangerous. Perfection is the enemy of progress. Even native English speakers make mistakes. They forget words. They use incorrect grammar. They pronounce words differently depending on where they live. Yet communication still happens. The goal of language is communication, not perfection. If someone understands your message, then communication is successful. Every mistake is a lesson. Every conversation is practice. Every sentence makes you stronger. Do not fear mistakes. Collect them. Learn from them. Grow because of them. Think about a baby learning to walk. Does the baby fall once and decide never to walk again? Of course not. The baby falls hundreds of times. Every fall teaches balance. Eventually, walking becomes natural. Speaking English follows the same pattern. Every mistake moves you closer to fluency. Every conversation builds confidence. Every day of practice changes your brain. That is why consistency is more important than intensity. Practicing 10 minutes every day is often better than practicing 3 hours once a week. Your brain loves repetition. Small daily improvements become huge results over time. Imagine improving only 1% every day. That may not seem impressive today, but after months of consistent practice, you become a completely different speaker. Fluency is not built in one day. It is built one conversation at a time, one sentence at a time, one word at a time. So starting today, stop asking yourself whether you are talented enough. Instead, ask yourself one simple question. Did I practice speaking today? because that single question will determine your progress much more than natural talent ever will. In the next part of this video, we will discover how your brain actually learns to speak English and why understanding this process can help you improve much faster than traditional study methods. Now that you understand why speaking English feels difficult, let us learn something even more important. How does your brain actually learn to speak English fluently? Many people believe that learning a language is mostly about memory. They think if they memorize enough vocabulary and grammar, they will automatically become fluent. Unfortunately, that is not how the brain works. Your brain learns speaking through repeated action, not through repeated reading. Think about tying your shoes. Can you remember the first time you learned? Probably not. Today, you can tie your shoes without thinking. You do not tell yourself which lace goes first. You do not remember every instruction. Your hands simply know what to do. This is called automatic skill. Speaking English should become automatic too. When you first learn English, your brain uses a lot of energy. You stop to remember vocabulary. You think about grammar. You wonder if your pronunciation is correct. Every sentence feels like solving a difficult puzzle. That is completely normal. Every fluent English speaker went through this stage. The difference is that fluent speakers kept practicing until speaking became automatic. Your goal is not just to know English. Your goal is to make English come out naturally. That only happens through repetition. Imagine learning to play the guitar. Reading music theory is useful. Watching guitar videos is helpful. Buying an expensive guitar is exciting. But none of those things will teach your fingers to play beautiful music. Only practice can do that. Speaking English follows exactly the same principle. The more you speak, the stronger the speaking pathway inside your brain becomes. Scientists often explain that the brain strengthens connections that are used repeatedly. Every time you speak English, those connections become a little faster, a little stronger, a little smoother. One conversation may not seem important, but hundreds of conversations completely change your ability. This is why consistency beats motivation. Some days you will feel excited. Some days you will feel tired. Some days you will feel busy. Do not wait until you feel motivated. Practice anyway. Small daily practice is like putting one brick on top of another. One brick does not look impressive, but after enough bricks, you build a strong house. Your fluency is built exactly the same way. Now let us learn the first technique to train your mouth. Technique number 1. Read out loud every day. Many learners read English silently. Silent reading improves understanding, but it does not train your mouth. Instead, choose a short article, a simple story, or even subtitles from a video. Read every sentence out loud. Speak clearly. Move your lips. Move your tongue. Do not worry about speed. Focus on speaking smoothly. Even 10 minutes every day can create noticeable improvement. When you read aloud, your eyes, your brain, your ears, and your mouth work together. This creates stronger speaking habits. If you make a mistake, simply continue. Do not stop after every word. Real conversations never stop every time you make a mistake. Keep your voice moving. The goal is communication, not perfection. Technique number 2. Use shadowing. Shadowing is one of the most powerful exercises for improving fluency. Choose a short English video podcast or speech. Listen carefully. Then immediately repeat what the speaker says. Try to copy the pronunciation, the rhythm, the speed, the emotion, the pauses, Imagine you are the speaker. Do not simply repeat the words. Become the speaker. At first, this exercise feels difficult. You may miss words. You may speak too slowly. That is perfectly normal. Slow the audio if necessary. Practice the same 1 minute several times. After a few days, you will notice that your pronunciation becomes clearer. Your speaking becomes smoother, and your confidence grows. Technique number 3, talk to yourself. Some people feel embarrassed when they hear this idea, but talking to yourself is one of the best ways to practice speaking. You do not need a partner. You do not need perfect grammar. You simply need your voice. Describe what you are doing. Say, I am making breakfast. Now I am pouring coffee. The weather is beautiful today. I need to finish my work this afternoon. The more you describe your daily life in English, the more natural English becomes. Eventually, your brain stops translating. It begins creating English automatically. Technique number 4, think in English. This habit changes everything. Instead of thinking in your native language and translating, try to create simple thoughts directly in English. When you wake up, say good morning. Today will be a productive day. I need to brush my teeth. I need to prepare breakfast. I am feeling happy today. Keep your sentences simple. Do not worry about using advanced vocabulary. Simple English practiced every day is much more powerful than difficult English used once a month. As your confidence grows, your thoughts will naturally become longer. Soon you will notice that English appears in your mind without effort. That is a huge sign of progress. Technique number 5, practice speaking before studying grammar. This may sound surprising. Grammar is important, but speaking should not wait until grammar becomes perfect. Imagine learning to dance. Would you spend 2 years reading books about dancing before moving your feet? Of course not. You learn by dancing. Then your movements improve. English works the same way. Speak first. Improve later. Every conversation teaches you what you need to learn next. Grammar becomes much easier when it solves a real speaking problem. Instead of memorizing hundreds of grammar rules, learn one rule, then immediately use it in 10 different sentences. Knowledge becomes skill through use. Now let us talk about something that many learners ignore. Your pronunciation muscles. Yes, your mouth has muscles. Your tongue. Your lips. Your jaw. All of them move differently in English compared with many other languages. That is why speaking English can feel uncomfortable at first. Your muscles are learning new movements. Just like exercising in a gym. The first workout feels difficult. After several weeks, your body becomes stronger. Your mouth becomes stronger too. Do not become frustrated if certain sounds feel difficult. Practice them slowly. Repeat them often. Improvement always comes with repetition. Remember this important truth. Fluency is not about speaking fast. Many learners believe fast speaking means fluent speaking. That is not true. Fluent speakers speak clearly. They pause naturally. They organize their ideas. Speaking too fast often creates more mistakes. Instead, focus on speaking comfortably. Speed will naturally increase as your confidence grows. Always remember, clear communication is more valuable than fast communication. As you continue practicing these techniques every day, your brain and your mouth begin working together. Speaking becomes less stressful. Words arrive more quickly, sentences become smoother, and conversations become enjoyable instead of frightening. That transformation does not happen overnight, but it absolutely happens for people who practice consistently. In the next part, we will learn even more powerful daily exercises that can dramatically improve your confidence, your vocabulary, and your ability to hold real English conversations with anyone, anywhere. So far, you have learned that speaking English is a skill that becomes stronger through consistent practice. You have also discovered that your brain learns speaking through action instead of memorization. Now it is time to build a daily routine that can transform your English step by step. Many people believe they need hours of free time every day to become fluent. That belief often stops them before they even begin. The truth is that you do not need to study all day. You simply need to practice with purpose. Even 20 to 30 minutes of focused speaking practice every day can create amazing progress over time. The key is consistency. Imagine planting a small seed. You water it every day. You give it sunlight. You protect it. Nothing seems to happen during the first few days. Then, one day, a small green leaf appears. As the days continue, the plant becomes stronger and taller. Your English develops the same way. Daily practice may seem small, but every session builds on the one before it. One day you suddenly realize that speaking feels much easier than it did before. That is the power of consistency. Let us create a simple daily routine that anyone can follow. The first 5 minutes should focus on warming up your mouth. Just like athletes warm up before a game, your speaking muscles also need preparation. Choose a short paragraph from a book, article, or English website. Read it aloud slowly. Pay attention to every sound. Open your mouth clearly. Speak confidently, even if you are alone. Do not whisper. Use your natural voice. This simple habit wakes up your speaking muscles and prepares your brain for English. The next 5 minutes should focus on listening and repeating. Choose a native English speaker from a podcast, YouTube video, or audiobook. Listen to one sentence. Pause the audio. Repeat exactly what you hear. Try to copy not only the words, but also the rhythm, emotion, and pronunciation. If the speaker sounds excited, then speak with excitement. If the speaker sounds calm, then speak calmly. This exercise teaches your mouth how natural English sounds. Do not worry if you cannot copy everything perfectly. Every repetition improves your pronunciation. Now spend another 5 minutes talking about your day. Imagine you are speaking with a friend. Talk about what you did yesterday. Explain what you are doing today. Describe your plans for tomorrow. If you cannot think of anything, simply describe the room around you. Talk about the weather. Describe your clothes. Explain what you can see through the window. The goal is to keep your voice active. Do not remain silent while searching for perfect words. Keep speaking. When you forget a word, explain it another way. This skill is called paraphrasing. It is one of the secrets of fluent speakers. Imagine you forget the word refrigerator. Instead of stopping, you could say, "The place where I keep cold food." People will still understand you. Communication is about expressing ideas, not remembering every vocabulary word. Fluent speakers often explain words they cannot remember. This keeps conversations moving naturally. Now let us talk about vocabulary. Many learners believe they need to memorize thousands of difficult words. In reality, everyday English uses a surprisingly small number of common words. Instead of learning 50 random words every day, choose 5 useful words. Understand their meaning. Practice their pronunciation. Then create several different sentences using each word. For example, if today's word is improved, you can say, I want to improve my English. Practice helps me improve every day. Reading books improves my vocabulary. Listening improves my pronunciation. Confidence improves with experience. Notice how one word becomes part of your everyday speaking. That is much more effective than memorizing long vocabulary lists that you never use. Next, let us discuss one habit that separates successful learners from everyone else. They make English part of daily life. Do not let English exist only during study time. Bring English into your everyday activities. Change your phone language to English. Read simple news in English. Watch cooking videos in English. Listen to English music. Follow English creators. Think about your shopping list in English. Describe your morning routine in English. The more often your brain sees English, the more natural it becomes. Instead of studying English, start living with English. Another powerful habit is recording yourself. Many learners avoid this because they feel uncomfortable hearing their own voice. That feeling is completely normal. But recording yourself is one of the fastest ways to improve. Choose a simple topic. Speak for 1 minute. Then listen carefully. Can you hear unclear pronunciation? Do you pause too often? Do you repeat the same words again and again? These recordings become your personal teacher. After practicing for several weeks, record yourself again. Compare the new recording with the old one. You will notice improvements that you never realized during daily practice. Watching your own progress is incredibly motivating. Now let us talk about confidence. Confidence is not something people are born with. Confidence is built through experience. Think about your first day at a new job. Everything feels unfamiliar. You worry about making mistakes. After several months, you understand the routine. You know what to do. You become comfortable. Speaking English follows exactly the same process. The more conversations you have, the more natural speaking becomes. Do not wait until fear disappears. Speak while feeling nervous. Every successful conversation makes the next one easier. Another important lesson is learning to celebrate small victories. Maybe today you spoke for 1 minute without stopping. Celebrate that success. Maybe you understood an English video without subtitles. Celebrate that achievement. Maybe you introduced yourself confidently to someone new. Celebrate your progress. Small victories create long-term motivation. Many learners only focus on how far they still need to go. Instead, look back and notice how far you have already come. Progress becomes much more enjoyable when you appreciate every improvement. Finally, remember that every fluent English speaker was once a beginner. Every confident speaker once struggled with pronunciation. Every skilled communicator once searched for simple words. The difference is that they never stopped practicing. They continued even when progress felt slow. They believed that every small effort mattered. And eventually, all those small efforts created remarkable results. You can achieve the same success. Your journey may not look exactly like someone else's journey. That is perfectly fine. Focus on becoming better than you were yesterday. One sentence at a time. One conversation at a time. One day at a time. In the next part, we will explore the biggest mistakes English learners make and how avoiding those mistakes can help you become fluent faster, with less frustration and much greater confidence. If you have stayed with me until this point, I want to congratulate you. That tells me you are serious about improving your English. Remember this: Fluent English is not reserved for people with special talent. It belongs to people who continue practicing, even when progress feels slow. Before we finish this lesson, let us talk about the biggest mistakes that stop many learners from becoming fluent. The first mistake is waiting for the perfect moment. Many people say they will start speaking after learning more vocabulary, after finishing another grammar book, after watching another course, after feeling more confident. Unfortunately, that perfect moment never arrives. The best time to start speaking is today. Use the English you already know, even if you only know simple sentences. Simple English spoken confidently is much more valuable than advanced English that never leaves your mind. The second mistake is being afraid of making mistakes. Every mistake teaches you something. When children learn their first language, they make thousands. Subscribe if you like this video.